So our readers that we get sent home are readers that actually include all the words and the sounds that students are learning or have already learned. So they're great books for them to be able to read by themselves or to encourage to read by themselves. And there's lots of strategies as parents and teachers that we use to help them become good readers. So one of the strategies that I always start with is to tell the students to use their eagle eye. And that means that they're going to look at the pictures. Yes, please let them use the pictures to help kind of figure out what some of the words in the sentence might be. It's especially helpful to let them look at all of the pictures before you read the story and kind of tell the story just using the pictures so they get used to what they're seeing there. And so we call that using their eagle eye. This is one of the very first strategies that students use even as young as toddlers. So make sure you use that eagle eye strategy if you are helping them read these stories. The next strategy that the students are able to use now that they know most of their sounds is called lips the fish, and that's getting your lips ready for the next sound you see in the word. So this might mean just going through and double checking, like we know the word A, that's our sight word, but getting our lips ready right away knowing that an H says okay, and you're going to learn that O is making the long O sound because of the E, so we would get our lips ready and say right, and be able to kind of stretch those sounds. So lips the fish is going to help the students make sense of what they hear, and if they get stuck on a word, say use lips the fish, get your lips ready and sound out those words. This is also another strategy I like to tell them to use, and that's the stretchy snake. So they look all the way through the word based on the sounds that they said with their lips and make sure that all of those sounds are there. So they stretch it out nice and slow. So if they come to a word such as big, they would have had their lips ready for big, big, and they're kind of stretching it out and making sure that the sounds they're saying are matching the letters they're seeing. So these are kind of complementary of each other when they're seeing those words, is getting their lips ready and then stretching it all the way through to make sure all the sounds they said were there. One that we haven't practiced yet, and with this elephant ears, but which makes sense to them, is when you read a sentence, does it make sense? So let's say a boy or girl came in and said, I me, a homie has a big polly. And you would say, you would let them read through that. You'd be like, does that make sense? Okay, so using your elephant ears, think, does this sentence make sense? A homie has a big polly. That probably doesn't match the picture, so no, it wouldn't make sense. So you'd want to go back and try to reread and think about what words we needed to say. One of the big things that's important to remember is to let your child read all the way through, mistakes and all, and then go back and talk about, did that make sense, or point out what words they might want to try again. We want to try to build their confidence as readers. Thanks.